What's going on, everybody? My name is Corey Tulaba. Welcome to Film Sesh. I'm here today with a very special guest. We have 6'6" wing, Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year, Duke commit Darren Harris with us. Darren, thank you for taking the time to chop it up and break down some film today, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
So you, next year you're going to be going off playing at Duke. Tell me a little bit about what went into that decision.
I mean, growing up, Duke was always like the school for me, like my dream school, if you would say that. Just always seeing them on TV, and the way they played just kind of stood out to me. You know, their culture, like they're always tough. Obviously, they had a lot of talent, but they always played together. And it was just when Coach Shire, gave me that first call. I was young. I was like the end of my freshman year, so it meant a lot to me. You know, he was kind of like the first high major coach to reach out to me, and it was my dream school. So I mean, it meant a lot, and I think our relationship got closer, before the time I got committed, and it just felt right.
So who were some of the guys or some of the teams that growing up you were like, man, like I love watching this team. Like I need to be a part of this.
I think the first team I like really remember is like Jabari Parker, like that team. And then like the teams after that, like Jaleel Okafor and Grace Allen, Tyus Jones, that team. And then like like that era, pretty much mid 2010s kind of stood out to me. And like like I said, it was my dream school. Watching them.
Yeah, I was at Madison Square Garden for Coach K's 1,000th victory. Jaleel was on that team. Crazy environment, like Madison Square Garden, long way away from North Carolina. So all the Duke fans filling up that arena. It was a pretty crazy moment to be in. But yeah, so many good teams, so many great guys that go in there. Like even you can emulate. Obviously, like I'm a little older, so like I was a big JJ Redick guy. Obviously another sniper. That you maybe have a little bit of similarities in your game, but for anybody who isn't like familiar with your game, how would you describe the way that you play?
I would say I'm an elite shooter, like you mentioned. But I think over the past couple of years, I've expanded my game. I think my mid-range game is like really really elite now, especially at the high school level. I would classify myself as a 3-level scorer. On defensive side, I'm really really solid. I get after it. I'm really competitive. I play with emotion. I'm a big time competitor and a winner.
Yeah. Actually, I just was at the Jordan Brand Classic, so I got to see you up close. That was a crazy game, cool environment to be in Brooklyn. You hit a couple of big shots in that. So let's get into your film. You talk about being an elite shooter. I mean, obviously, you turn on the film, and that jumper is textbook. Like beautiful, balanced, great follow through. And look at the range here. In Cooper, your future teammates, right in his eye. Take me through this. And were you always like a good shooter? Did it come natural, or is that something you had to work at?
I think naturally I was always a good shooter, but I think I really started to realize it. Like in middle school, I started playing the wing more because I was like bigger at that age. And I started playing the wing more. I started to realize like how good of a shooter I am, and kind of just stuck with me. I always understood like how to space the floor. What spots to find to get open shots because especially against this team, they're not gonna let me get a lot of open ones. So just trying to find the right space and that having that play.
Yeah, and I mean that's for a shooter like you, even being closely guarded. This is too much space. But I mean, look at the gravity that you have. All the way out to that logo. That effortless jumper. Now in this one, I love this one too because I love the patience and look at the run out, the chaos that you cause. Right. So do you feel that on the court when you get the ball that guys are just like they have to be running at you as hard as they can?
Yeah, for sure. Especially against the elite teams, they try to take me away, try to take my jump shot away. It's there's no better feeling in the world to me than drawing two or getting a hard closeout, hitting the dump down man or attacking the hard closeout against the rim.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I love it. Not really like no pump fake there, but just like the patience because he's got to run in hard close on you to free yourself up and tough splash. I mean, when you shoot when that thing that goes in, that net is just popping right up. And then you're not just a spot up shooter though, right? Like you're a guy who can get open and get loose off movement. So, were you always good at that? Because that's something that even the good shooters, like, there are guys in the NBA who they can stand in the corner and knock down shots, but like, not every guy who's shooting 40% in the league can go and run off movement. So is that something that's always come naturally as well?
I wouldn't say that came naturally. I think my freshman year I was a spot up. I was obviously new to the team. I was young, just playing my role, and I think as I got older, I realized the importance of moving without the ball, and not only it gets me open, but it gets my teammates open as well because it's drawing the attention I can draw. So I definitely worked on it a lot. The little stuff like the footwork, getting open without pushing off, stuff like that. And I think my coach did a great job of teaching me that.
Yeah, talk to me about the footwork, because I mean the footwork to stay balanced when you are running off motion, like really important. So what goes into that kind of work, in practices or in the off season?
I mean, yeah, every day. Since I was little, I think the footwork part is a little bit natural. I worked on that like with my dad at a young age. Just always having the right footwork. If it was wrong, he would correct me. I think that helped me a lot. And it's just natural, really.
Yeah, and like this is coming off this way, righty shooters, right? Like that's kind of a natural motion stepping in from that direction, but you can come off movement and shoot it pretty comfortably going the other way too, and that's a lot harder for even elite shooters. So take me through this play. This is a play you guys ran a lot, baseline out of bounds. So what are you trying to do here, and do you feel that difference when you're coming off the opposite direction?
I mean, I think there's definitely a difference, but I think I kind of work on both equally, so I don't really feel like a major difference. Here I was just curling my man off. I try to set him up, like take a step the other way, and then before I go off, and I don't need a lot of separation to get a shot off, so it worked.
Yeah, and, teammates do a good job. A lot of misdirection in this play, and then fire through the elevator or the zipper, off balance, but you're still balanced. Like even when you're fading, like you still have your body squared. So that's a tough shot. But you're more than just like an off ball guy. Obviously, when you're playing off a lot of great players, like you're going to be doing at Duke, it's helpful. But you got it. You can dance a little bit. You got a little bit of boogie too. Take me through this play. Get the switch on Cam Boozer. What are you trying to do here?
I came up with the ball screen. I just see his feet, kind of behind the 3-point line. And when I see that, I see green. Really, I just it's like a practice shot. So just reading the defense and getting enough separation.
Yeah, so he's got to take away more space than that. Like you get that much space, that's going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough move. It's simple. If it was efficient, right? Few dribbles, but enough to create space. And then this is tough too. Like a little sidestep to the right. That's like almost like Zach LaVine does that. I see him do that a lot. Who are some of the guys that you watch in the league that you take stuff from their game?
I watched a lot of Devin Booker. Klay Thompson, Zach LaVine, like you said, just like those scoring two guards that can score in a variety of ways.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said Book, because you can really see that, especially like in some of the mid range stuff that you do. You mentioned like you got that elite mid range bag, and right there, like that's Booker to a T. You got a good frame already, dip the shoulder. So take me through this possession.
I mean, I think they kind of blew our play up, and I try to capitalize off the plays that kind of get blown up, and I've been working a lot on like the mid range stuff in the summer, and because I know I have to create my own shot a lot more this year, so just using that work to my advantage, getting a little bump, and getting enough separation.
Yeah, and what I like, it's like different speeds almost. Like when you hit that little shoulder into your man, and then you kind of like use that quick twitch to create the space on the step. That's a tough shot. I mean, that's an NBA level move right there. Smooth, and like I said, that looks like Book and advanced shot. And I like this. You went crazy in this game. I think you had 36. Take me through this one.
Oh yeah, I started driving right. I kind of saw like most of the IMG defenders on my right side, so I spun back left, and that's a shot I work on a lot. Open gym, just kind of really just like fooling around, trying to expand my bag, and I think it just like came naturally right there. Like all the work I put in kind of just made that shot fall.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. The little step back, I mean, cutting you off, that little quick pound dribble, and then you can get that release off quick. You know, like whether you leaving your hand out or whether you got to kind of snake bite it to get it off. Sometimes when people snake bite it, it gets away from them. They don't go through the
Hmm.
full shot. You still have that touch there. Crazy mid range bag for sure. Now, when you're playing with the ball in your hands, I like this. I think running off like DHOs and pick and rolls and stuff, that's something, quick actions that a lot of teams at the next levels like to run. So take me through this play coming off, the handoff and seeing the big here. What are you looking at?
Oh yeah, the start of the play, Cooper was on me, and he was getting that switch on the smaller guard. I knew I could like kind of shoot over him if I wanted to get to my spot, and he was kind of trailing me, and I saw Derek kind of playing a little off, so I just pulled up right there. And like you said, my quick release, I can get it off, pretty quick. So I just trusted that.
Yeah, and if guys are going to play in a drop against an elite shooter who you can get it, you could have pulled up at the 3-point line, or you can get to that second level. Like that's too much space for them. They gotta play you up a little harder there. But again, like these quick actions, I think you're gonna really thrive in at the next level. And then because you're such a good shooter, and you saw it there, and we'll see it again here in this clip, like teams really can't go under over you. They have to go over, and because they go over when there's not like a big there, now you can get downhill, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's something like I worked on a lot. Getting more comfortable getting downhill. Putting more pressure on the rim, getting 2 feet in the paint, and just reading my defense, reading the defender coming off the screen.
Yeah, and what I like about you is you're comfortable finishing with your offhand.
Hmm.
And like obviously, righties you expect, especially young players, be very strong hand dominant, but you feel really comfortable finishing with your offhand. And we're going to see that again here. Again against Montverde, Cooper's on you, and you're going to finish with your left hand. When a team puts a guy like Cooper, who is so tough defensively on you, what does that do for your confidence?
I mean, yeah, it means a lot. Just knowing that I'm the focal point they're trying to take away. Putting the best player in the country on me. Best defender in the country. It means a lot. And this play kind of broke down. Like the handoff was kind of
Mm-hmm.
mishandled, but just trying to take advantage of that. I saw open paint and just took it.
And I like the stride there, getting downhill. Playing like in tight spaces like that, like it's a tough move. Again, finishing with your offhand. You got Cooper trailing you. What was it like playing like in the Jordan game with him? And were you guys building some kind of chemistry even off the court heading into the next year?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, at the event, kind of off the court, I think most of the Duke guys kind of hang out, hung out together, and kind of built good chemistry. And it's I'm looking forward to playing with them, full time next year.
Yeah, you guys got a crazy recruiting class for
Yeah.
sure, and I'm going to be looking forward to watching you guys for sure next year. But so now you're doing it off the bounce, you're getting to the rim. And then I like that now guys fall asleep. Again, being able to play without the ball in your hands, you can make basket cuts. So take me through this. What do you got going on here?
Oh yeah, I saw Ben driving baseline, and I see that cut a lot when the guard drives baseline, and like the opposite slot cuts the paint because most of the time the defenders has an eye on the ball, so just catching my defender off guard and making the right cut.
Yeah, I mean, he's your defender right there. He's got his back turned to you at that point, right? So
Yeah.
slide right in, easy to, efficient, and your efficiency this year really stood out. Obviously high level shooting, but I think you were like 70% even at the rim too. So
Yeah.
finding opportune moments to get easy baskets like that is big time stuff. And then if you are a threat off the ball to make a cut, like going back to your shooting, now you're unpredictable, right? So take me through like those little slight movements and fakes and how you use them to get open and create space.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's just natural, just me, wanting the ball in my hands, trying to make a play. At this point in the game, I was kind of hot. I think I made like 3 or 4 in a row, So just trying to get a shot off, I'm used to, the defenders being, tough and tight on me. So just, getting them off me, like you said, the quick movements, I don't really need to, make a lot of moves off the ball or with the ball. Just, the quick, efficient ones, can get you enough space.
Yeah. And again, like you can have these big scoring explosions, get hot with such few dribbles. You talked about watching Clay, like prime example of a guy who can really fill it up and not dribble. I mean, what do you do? 11 dribbles in that 60-point game, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the type of stuff that makes you fun to play with as the ball moves and all the gravity that you make for your teammates. And we see that gravity here in your playmaking because, you're a good passer too. So take me through this possession here with the ball in your hands.
Oh yeah, just I think I improved a lot on ball screen this year. My ball screen efficiency was really good this year. Just having the ball in my hands more, getting used to the coverages. I think throughout the year I got a lot better at it because I had the ball in my hands a lot more. I got used to reading the coverages, so they kind of blitzed me right here and just hitting the roll man for an easy bucket.
Yeah, and I'm sure like when you have gravity out to the logo and you come off a ball screen, a lot of times they got to send two to the ball, right? So when you are making that pass, what are the kind of things that you're looking for? Because obviously you're trying to get rid of it because you got two on the ball, but what are you reading around the court?
My first look is the roll man, and then if that's taken away, I know the opposite wing is spotting up, rolling up. So just those are basically my two reads right there.
Right. So, if right there's no tag, so you're able to throw the ball over the top, great placement. And then if the tag's taking it away, you kind of got the kind of like that Luka Trae Young pass out to that weak corner, right? Like those are the next passes I think that like, as you evolve as a playmaker and you start playing with the ball in your hands, those are going to be the passes that are going to be really tough to stop when you start doing that consistently. And then obviously, that is the pick and roll. But again, because you have so much shooting gravity, right? Guys got a hard close to you and you're able to make reads. So again, what are you seeing here? What are you reading here on this play?
Oh yeah, I see a hard closeout. Like a quick look at the rim for me, it can cause a lot of defensive rotations. Hard closeout, just take two dribbles, and I see the guard run at me, and it's just natural to make the right play, kick it out for a three.
Yeah, and Asa kind of helps off strong corner there and quick read, right?
Yeah.
Now again here, we're gonna see they got to run out. You attack again, and now you're hitting the weak side corner. So you see, you're seeing all of the floor. Again, you talk about your development kind of as a passer through your high school career.
Oh yeah, just right here I saw the top foot, and I was attacked the top foot, so I drove middle, and Adlon was hitting the shots at that time, playing really well, so I just hit him for the easy three. Had a lot of confidence in him, and as a passer, I think I was always a great passer, growing up, making the right play, but I think as I got more comfortable with the ball in my hands, I think I was able to showcase it more.
Yeah, and again, these are the kind of reads that you want to see. You want to be able to hit strong corner, weak corner, over the top, hit the roll. Make you a threat at every level. And then here, you remember this play?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hurt your ankle a little bit, right? But
Yes.
I mean, the dump off is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So
just attacking middle, side gap drive, working that a lot, and just making the right play. Once I get there.
Yeah, kind of look a little like Tyrese Halliburton, little jump pass. Who are the passers that you like watching in the league?
I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot. Luka and Tyrese probably the best passers in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean Tyrese he just makes the game fun for everybody. And then last play here, another I think great pass, reading, hitting the cutter, guys playing you tight. I like this because when you're hitting a cutter, you got to hit them in stride, right? You're almost throwing it to a spot instead of to where they are in the moment. So take me through this possession and what you're seeing and, feeling comfortable making a pass like that kind of in a tight space.
I mean, yeah, just trying to attack middle. And I saw Garrett backdoor, and I saw his man was kind of like behind a little bit looking at me. So I just threw it to the open spot, and he did a good job, getting that ball and finishing.
Yeah, that's a dime, man. That's a slick dime. So what what are you most looking forward to next year and going into this off season, being a part of the Duke family and the brotherhood, and what are you trying to accomplish with Duke next year?
I mean, honestly, I'm just looking forward to like the competition. Every day in practice. Trying to earn everything I can get, and just you gotta be locked in every day if you want to earn what you get. So just I'm looking forward to that for sure. Looking forward to get down there, start camp, and I mean, as a team, I think we're really well built. I think the roster is kind of close to being done now with the portal closing. So I think we have a lot of competitive guys, a lot of unselfish guys, and I think at the highest level you need both of those traits.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to watching it, man. You got a really talented group of guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. To watch the development of all of you guys. Another loaded class for Duke. Nothing new there, but watching how you guys gel is going to be really interesting. But I had a lot of fun chopping it up, watching film with you, having you break down your game, letting people get an opportunity to see all the different things that you can do on the floor and how you're going to help Duke next year on the court. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch some film and chop it up with me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me for sure.